As many of you may know, most minor league players are broke. And that's because minor league players don't make any money in the minor leagues. 83% of minor league players said salary was the change they'd most like to see in the sport. And that's because players are paid not a lot of money at all. The weekly salary at the rookie ball level, which is where many of you will start, is $400 a week. The annual salary calculates out to about $8,500, but it depends on what organization you're in. And this year, you're not going to be making $8,500 because you're not playing a whole season. So you'll likely be making between 2.5 and 3 months of salary. Uh, at the low A, high A, double A, triple A levels, salaries go up $100 a level. So at most levels, you're going to be making less than ten to $12,000 a year. And that what that means is you're making a lot less than most workers in the United States. And that's really important to understand as you get into minor league baseball because you better start planning now to live on a shoestring budget throughout your career. So since 1975, Major League Baseball salaries have increased over 2,000%. They've gone, as you can see on the chart on the left, from about 212,000 in today's dollars to about $4.4 million. Minor league salaries have done the opposite. Minor league salaries have actually decreased since 1975, adjusted for inflation. So in 1975, players were making 21,000 in today's dollars. Today, the average minor league player makes just over $10,000. Part of the reason for this is because major league players are protected by the Major League Baseball Players Association, and those players have fought for increases in salary every CBA since 1975. Minor league players do not have a union, so salaries are set by Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball alone. There's no current way for minor league players to bargain for better salaries because there's no organized union for players. What this means, frankly, is that you better prepare yourself to live on about $10,000 a year or a lot less than what you'd make flipping burgers at a Burger King.
It's a grind. The money is tight. This is just an example that we had put together by one of our player contributors of how they map out a budget. I mean, you only get paid for 5 months out of the season. I think that's something that you really have to understand is that not only are you getting paid a very limited amount of money per month, but you're only getting paid 5 months out of the season. So if you're going to choose to not work during the off season, you're going to have to learn how to stretch that money a really long way. So you're kind of seeing the net difference as far as what you can spend that you're making during the season and what you would have to use for the rest of the year. And if you're unable to save that extremely during the year, then you're going to have to be living off of things like your draft bonus money, doing things like trying to shack up with mom and dad during the off season or working in the off season in order to make up the difference in that to keep yourself afloat and not going into debt while trying to reach the big leagues.